Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to finally be my review on the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. I have used every single shade in all of these palettes in my eye swatch videos. I've tried them all on my eyes, blended, unblended, wet and dry, all of that. So if you want to check out those videos, they are up there. I have eye swatches on each palette separately. And then I did some looks combining some of the shades in each palette so that way I can see how they would work together. So I'm going to get into that first so that way you can take a look at the demos, and we're going to get started on this review. The first palette that I used is the Dark Magic, and I used quite a few shades in here. I wanted to try some of the dark shades because I feel like those are the ones from this palette specifically that don't really blend that easily. They do pack on, they look really nice, but once you start blending them out, they can be just a little bit hard to blend out. I do want to point out that I don't set my eyeshadow primer, which is a concealer. And I don't set it because I like to apply the eyeshadow straight onto it. I feel like it grabs on a lot better, and I've been doing that with many palettes. So it's nothing new to me. I've been doing it for a while now, and I like to then blend it out with the transition shade, whichever other shade that I'm going to use. I feel like this is one of the palettes that a lot of people have been having trouble with, and I honestly have not had any issues besides a lot of fallout with this palette. So this is the look that I created. I feel like the shimmers apply very nicely without any spray, but they do show up a little bit more shimmery or a little bit shinier with the spray, but it can get a little bit chunky, so you don't want to apply too many layers of it. But overall, I think this is a nice palette. It worked out for me and I don't have any problems with it. Just so you know, mine does say V2, and I know that that may or may not mean something, but we're gonna talk about that later. Next up is Ring the Alarm, and this one is the warm tone red with oranges in there, and this is the look that I came up with. So in the crease area, I applied the color Alert, which is a warm brown. It's kind of like a warm orange. It's kind of like a dark orange. And then I blended it out with Rush, which is just a little bit lighter of an orange. For this look, I created a cut crease, and I just used my concealer to clean that up. So on the cut crease, I applied the color Lolly, which is a shimmery reddish pink shade, and I applied that on the inner part of the cut crease, but I feel like it looks so much better whenever I spray it with the makeup mist, so I would recommend using that one for that. And you do get fallout, but it is a very pretty shade. And then on the middle of the crease, I used Balm, and that one is the shimmery red one. I feel like that one applies very creamy and very vibrant with or without the makeup mist. But whenever I apply the makeup mist, I'm gonna show you both of my eyes in a little bit. One side I sprayed it and one side I didn't. The side that I sprayed it, you'll be able to see that it looks a little bit shimmery. And then on the outer crease, I applied Siren, which is a burgundy shade, and I just wanted to deepen up the outer corner of the eyes. And then on the lower lash line, I used Alert again, and then I used the color Secret, which is a dark brown, and I blended that into my black eyeliner. So that is that look, and I think it came out really nice. It was a very pretty look. Again, I didn't have any problem with blending out any of the shades, and I also feel like it applied nicely. I mean, the colors are vibrant, they're pigmented. The only problem that I do have is with a lot of fallout. And so that is that look. So let's move on to the next look. It's Armed and Gorgeous. This one is the yellow green palette. In the crease area, I applied the green eyeshadow, which is called Top Secret, and it is a very different type of green. I really like the shade of it. And then I blended it out with the color Axis, which is the yellow shade, and also I didn't have a problem with it blending out. And then right below those two shades, I applied the color Prowl, which is the dark brown shade in here. And then I applied a little bit of concealer on my finger, and I applied it on the center of my eye, and it looked really cool the way that I applied the color right on top of it, which is the color Secure, and that one is an orangey shade. So this one was more of like one shade mixing in to the next, and it was just a nice little ombre effect, I guess you could say, but with like completely different shades from each other, not like in the same color family. I just thought it looked really nice. On the lower lash line, I used all the same shades, and there is the complete look. With this palette, I feel like it was little to no fallout. I feel like the shades blended out nicely in here. I also like the shimmer shades. Like I said, I have the eye swatch videos on all of these palettes, so I've already tried these wet and dry and all of that, and so far that one with the shades that I used together, they worked out fine. Lastly is the purple one, which is the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today, and I made it more of a simple look. It looks a little complicated, but it's not. I applied the color Rockstar, which is the vibrant purple. I applied that on the crease. I blended it out with Hush Hush. And this shade in particular, I feel like there's something about it that makes it very smooth and soft. I don't know how they made it, but it just feels really smooth on my eyes. It blends it out nicely. And then I went back in with the color Rockstar to kind of blend those two shades together. And I applied this shimmery shade all over the eyelid, and it's like a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple, very, very shimmery. It applies so much better though with a spray, so do keep that in mind. And then on the lower lash line, I also used Hush Hush, which is a light purple mauve shade. And then I applied Rockstar, and that is the complete look. On the inner corners for this one, I applied the color Bling Bling. So talking about the V2 part, I got all of these palettes at Ulta, these three, and all of these say V2. And I got these in store, and then I had to order this one because they didn't have it inside the store. This one is the yellow one, and this one doesn't say V2, but I don't see anything different from this to the ones that do say V2. Now here is something that's a little bit confusing. I want to say I recommend the palettes. They are $15 each, by the way. I cannot say 100% that I recommend it because it would be like my word on the line. And I don't want to say that I recommend it when so many people have said that they have gotten bad palettes. And I don't want to say that I recommend it because I know that there are people, even in my comment section, that have told me my palette was not good at all, it does not blend, or it was patchy or something like that. So for me to say I recommend it and then you're gonna get a bad palette, that's gonna be like, you lied, you know? But the ones that I have specifically are good. So here's the difference though, because if I were to say, let's just say for example, I have the chocolate bar palette. That's a very popular palette and it works for me, but it doesn't work for somebody else. Okay, those are two different opinions. You know, maybe we use it differently, maybe our skin type is different, whatever the case may be. Two separate opinions. But whenever the company comes out to say that there was a bad batch, or that the palettes were bad, or that they had to, you know, get them back, repress them, or repackage them, or whatever it is that they did. So it's kind of like, if the company is saying it out loud, it means that there was something wrong, which means something could be wrong with your palette. I mean, it's so confusing that I'm not gonna say I recommend it, because if you get it and it sucks, then it's gonna suck for me because I told you that it works. What I can say is that I do think that they're worth $15 just because I have tried other drugstore products. Let's just say like this one, the Nudes by Maybelline, that is not pigmented, and that, you know, it's okay, but it's like very light. Like there's not a lot of pigment in it, and these do have a lot. So for $15, I think they are worth to try. The only thing that I could say is buy the one that you think you like, or buy the entire line or the entire vault, and then try it, and if you don't like it, return it. Like, I wouldn't say keep it or try to make it work. Just return it, get your money back, or exchange it for another one. So like I said, I know it's kind of confusing for me to say that I recommend it. I recommend mine. I recommend my palettes. My palettes worked out fine for me, and it sucks that they might not work for you, the ones that they do have, depending on where you're at. The blending was fine. I don't feel like they are patchy on one part of my eye and not on another. Like, I didn't have any problems with that. So that's why I can say that I like them. But if you get a bad one, I would say get your money back, because that would be Morphe's fault. Even though it was a tiny bit confusing, I still hope that somehow I helped you out in showing you the demos, showing you the swatches, and of course you can check out each swatch shade on my eyes in the little eye button up there. You can check out all 4 of these palettes, and yeah, I still hope I helped you out. I know it's a little confusing, and me telling you that I liked mine, but I don't recommend them, or I'm not sure if I recommend them. You know, you got the point of the video. But that is it for today's video. I hope you liked it, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.